Yo, what's up, Gemini? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of September 2018. Gemini, your central energy this month is the Four of Cups. So some of you might be, yeah, you might have an option on the table, but you're not really willing to take it. See, you're shrugging it off. You're like, eh. So, some of you maybe should reevaluate whatever this is. It's like maybe you should consider this option. I don't know if shrugging this option off is good for you. If that's not the case, like I said, maybe this is more about you need to reevaluate something, Gemini. Okay, and you have the Nine of Swords, which is your challenge card this month. And, that suggests that some of you, if you look at this card, you might be having, some anxiety or anxiousness or something. I'm not sure why. But, maybe it has something to do with the fact that, you're refusing to accept a good option, maybe. Or, maybe you have to reevaluate something and it's causing you some anxiousness because you have the Nine of Swords here, which would suggest that anxiousness there. So, I'm not sure what's going on in your life, but possibly a reevaluation of some sort is necessary in some area of your life. At the top of your reading, you have the Empress, which is in reverse. And this would suggest, I'm not saying all of you have a dependence on others for something, but maybe some of you do. So that's what the Empress in reverse would suggest for some of you. For others of you, this is more about creative blocks. So if you can see, there's Venus is on the card right there. You see the Venus symbol? So, it could be an issue, like if you need to be creative for your job or, or if you're an artist of some sort, then creativity might be an issue for you because Venus is the planet of creativity, and this Empress card in the reverse would suggest maybe some sort of creative block for some of you. For others of you, I'd say very specifically, and this is only going to resonate for a few of you, this might have to do with a pregnancy, some kind of issue with pregnancy or some. When the Empress comes out, it does sometimes have to do with pregnancy. So, obviously that's very specific. That's only going to resonate for a few of you like that, anything that has to do with pregnancy. But when it comes to my own discoveries, this is somebody who's the life path number 3 for a few of you. No one else has ever made this discovery before. I'm the one who discovered the use of life path numbers in the tarot. So, if you start to see other tarot readers using life path numbers in their readings, then just know they got it from me because there's no other tarot reader that's ever done it before. I'm the one who made the discovery. So if you want to know if there's somebody in your life, Gemini, who has the life path number 3, because this person might be part of your destiny for the month of September 2018, and that's very specific. Not everybody, not all Geminis are going to have somebody in their life who's life path number 3. And to get the life path number, you use your date of birth. There's a numerological formula that you use. I have a video where if you go on your YouTube search bar, you type in my name, Gregory Furlan, and then how to use life path numbers with tarot. So Gregory Furlan, how to use life path numbers with tarot. Watch the tutorial explanation video that I created and posted on YouTube. You can use someone's date of birth to find out what their life path number is. For some of you, you might have somebody who's important in your life path number 3. And, for others of you, it might be you. So, obviously that's really specific. Not all Geminis are life path number 3, but a handful of you might be the life path number 3. And your distant past card is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Now, with distant past energies, it's like, sometimes it's just what happened in the distant past, or those energies could be coming back a little bit in the month of September 2018. And, Ten of Swords is regeneration. So some of you, maybe some kind of regeneration occurring in the month of September 2018. Now, it has multiple meanings. So for others of you, this could have been like in your distant past. Maybe there was some point of your life where an inevitable end might have taken place. Okay, so an inevitable end to reoccur. I'm not saying that it's going to happen in the month of September 2018, but if it does, I hope it's the inevitable end of something that's, you know, giving you whatever this anxiety is that you're feeling. Okay, see that you're challenged by the Nine of Swords. You're anxious. Some of you are anxious, and you know, I hope that, you know, if, like I said, if there is an inevitable end of some sort in the month of September 2018, which is not guaranteed, but you know, if there is, I hope that whatever it is, it brings an end to these anxious feelings that you're having. And for your recent past card, you have the Hermit in the upright. And, you know, once again, these past cards are, it's not always, these energies aren't always coming back. I mean, maybe this Hermit energy will come back a little bit in the month of September 2018, but if it doesn't, then it would just be indicative that, you know, in your recent past, you know, maybe some of you had some moments where you're doing some, see the light he's holding, you know, some spiritual reflection. Some of you maybe, you know, some self-isolation, maybe just, when I say self-isolation, maybe it's like you just doing, some of you just do your own thing a lot. You know, maybe you're just on, like, I'm not saying on your own, but you just have a lot of moments where you're just doing your own thing. That would be, you know, one meaning of the Hermit card. And, you know, once again, more specifically, only a few of you know somebody who's the life path number 9, or, you know, maybe it's you. So, you know, only a handful, that's really specific. Only a handful of you are life path number 9. Only a handful of you know somebody who's life path number 9 who's important in your life, or maybe they were, you know, recently important to you. But, you know, once again, go check out my tutorial and find out if it's either you or somebody in your life. Use the numerological formula I give in my tutorial video to use the date of birth to find out if anyone in your life is life path number 9. They might be showing up again in September 2018. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, maybe they were just part of your recent past. And we have the Strength card as your near future. Nice one. All right, that's great. Okay, so forget about this bullshit and anxiety and worry, because you have the Strength card in your near future. And strength is what it says. You're going to be strong. And if this doesn't specifically resonate as the character of strength, then, you know, here we go with the life path numbers again. Who's life path number 8 in your life, Gemini? Do you know anybody important in your life who's life path number 8? Use the numerological sequence with their date of birth to find out. All right? Or maybe it's you. Maybe a handful of you. Very few is very specific. Maybe very few of you are life path number 8. Or this card, if it doesn't have to do with a life path number, this card could suggest, maybe, see the lion? Maybe a Leo. So maybe some of you or something about a Leo in your life. Who's a Leo in your life? So that's pretty specific too. You know, not all Geminis are going to have someone who's a Leo who's important. Maybe if you are single and looking for love, maybe you should try to go for a Leo. Or maybe you should try to go for someone who is the life path number 8. If you're single and you're trying to go for someone who's the life path number 3, you might have a little bit of an issue with that. See how the Empress, the life path number 3, is upside down. Life path number 8 might be a better option for some of you, or maybe it's a Leo for some of you, and that's really specific. Obviously, not all Geminis are going to have that resonating in their life like that, but for those of you that do, then that would, you know, this card would suggest that. Down here we have the 10 of Pentacles in the upright position. That's a great card. This is like, for some of you, it's like the combination of family and money and home life and money, and it's good. It's a great card to have. So could be an investment of some sort for some of you. And there's different astrological influences that are consistent. I mean, this is a great card for your money. Maybe, like I said, maybe some kind of investment, because you have Saturn and Pluto, which are going to be finally coming out of the retrogrades. They're starting to move forward again. Saturn will go forward again on September 6th. The Saturn retrograde will be over. And September 6th, Saturn will start to move forward again. September 30th, Pluto coming out of its retrograde. Pluto retrograde over. September 30th, Pluto will start to move forward again. So maybe some of you are ready to move forward with some kind of, maybe it has something to do with family and money combined, or maybe it's home life and money combined, or maybe some kind of investment or something, or just something about for some of you it could be something about a lump sum of money potentially. For some of you, you also have the new moon on September 9th, which would suggest something new that's coming down the pike, either for your home life or for your family, or for both, in the 6 months that follow September 9th. So that's how a new moon works, Gemini. It's going to hit on September 9th, and this one specifically has to do either with your home life or your family life or both. And something new is, the seed is being planted, and something new is going to start developing in these areas of your life in the 6 months that follow September 9th. And this card has a family element to it. So, that might have something to do with that, the new moon that's coming up on September 9th. And then, right next to the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Wands, which could be interpreted in different ways, and you have to figure out how it's resonating in your life, Gemini, because the Ten of Wands in the upright, for some of you, that's achievement. So that's great, So you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a great card, and then right next to the Ten of Wands is, the thing about the Ten of Wands, though, is sometimes it could indicate you're just going to be working your ass off. You're going to be busy. Look at all this work this person has. So you're just going to be working. Your workload is going to increase for some of you in the month of September 2018. And if that's not the case, then this is achievement, Gemini. And if it's achievement, then I feel like these, Ten of Pentacles, something positive with your money and the home life situation combined, these two cards could really correlate together, if that's the case for some of you. Otherwise, if not, you're just going to be working. You're going to probably see an increase in your workload for some of you. Now, you have how society perceives you, or how you influence society, or how society influences you. You have you. That's the Knight of Swords. You are the Knight of Swords, Gemini, but you're in the reverse. And if that's not you, then that could be another air sign in your life. So that could be it could be another Gemini, it could be another Libra, it could be another Gemini, it could be a Libra, it could be an Aquarius. So who's an important Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your life? If you're single and you want to get together with, if you're interested in a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, well, you might have some issue with them because the Knight of Swords is in the reverse. I'd say if the Knight of Swords was upright, then maybe this could be, you could move into this situation in more of a seamless fashion. But I'm not saying that, if you're single or if you're looking for love, I'm not saying that you can't get involved with a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, but it might take you a few tries to make it happen. So, but for others of you, if that's not a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your life, then this is probably you, because you're an air sign, and the Knight of Swords is an air sign. And I'd say that if the Knight of Swords was in the upright, then that would suggest clear communication, but unfortunately the Knight of Swords is in the reverse. So I'd say some of you might be a little bit slipshod in your communication, so just watch that a bit. Like I said, this card has to do with sometimes this card would have to do with how society perceives you, or how you influence society, or how they influence you. And potentially this could be you, like when the Knight of Swords is in the reverse, you're a little bit hasty about the way you're communicating. Some of you are being a little bit over opinionated. I'm not saying that that's really what's happening with you, but for some of you it might be. So with the Knight of Swords in the reverse, some of you are being too opinionated. Maybe you want to just dial it back a little bit. Okay, yeah, you can have your say, but like maybe you're rushing to judgment. Maybe some, like I said, you're being a little bit slipshod or hasty in your communication for some of you. For others of you, this could be a lack of clarity. So, like with the Knight of Swords in the upright, that would suggest your thought process is clear. But with the Knight of Swords in the reverse, maybe your thought process is a bit muddled for some of you. In this month of September 2018, remember, these cards are specifically for the month of September 2018. So these energies are not going to last beyond that. I'm going to shuffle the deck again next month, and then we'll see what comes out then. You have the Judgment card in the reverse. And this is the part of the board that has to do with your hopes and your fears. And some of you have a fear of judgment. It says it right at judgment. That's what it is. It's right on the card. So some of you have a fear of judgment. People say things about you, and you get flustered. And you shouldn't. You shouldn't let, things people say affect you. You should let it roll off your back. But, some of you can. Some of you are just, you take it personally. It's like someone says one thing about you and you get flustered, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't allow yourself to falter when people say things. People are going to say things sometimes, and it just is what it is. You shouldn't allow it to bother you, Gemini. And I'm not saying that's for all of you. Maybe for some of you that's the case, but not for all of you. For others of you, this is when the Judgment card comes out in the reverse. It's failure to examine oneself. So maybe some of you are like, oh yeah, like I'm in the right, I'm perfect. Or I'm not saying you're saying that you're perfect, but there might be an element of yourself that you need to reevaluate. Here we go again, reevaluation or self-examination. All right. So there's something potentially like you're failing to see something about yourself, and you need to address whatever that is, Gemini. Don't just continue to be stubborn and say whatever about it. Just look to understand what it is about yourself that you need to re-examine, find it, and take action from there. Your outcome is the World card in the reverse. And I really wish that World card would have came out in the upright for you, because that would suggest that something would come to a completion. But because it's in the reverse, it's a lack of closure. So it's like, I feel like there's Gemini, there's something in your life, Gemini, that needs to come to a completion. Eventually it will, and it should. But right now it's not ready to come to completion yet. And that's why you might be feeling anxious for some of you. Your challenge is the anxiousness. Because whatever this is, there's a lack of closure. For some of you, maybe this has to do with for a few of you, it might have to do with somebody who you used to be with potentially, and you just can't get closure with it. Or, it's just, if that's not the case, it doesn't have to do with your love life. It could do with any other. If there's something in your life that's just ongoing and ongoing and ongoing, and it's just not coming to a completion, then this would be indicative of that. Because it does, whatever it is, if you have an ongoing situation in your life, it does not look like it's coming to completion in September 2018. And it might be causing you a little bit of anxiousness. But remember, when I shuffle these cards, it's for this month. These are the energies for September 2018. So when I shuffle the cards for October, the energies are going to be different. We'll have to see what comes out for you then, Gemini. But I think that's all I have for you this month. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I post daily astrology on Instagram, so if you like to read astrology, then if you like to read your daily forecast for astrology, I write all my own forecasts, and I post them on Instagram every day. And my Instagram handle is Gregory Furlan Astrology, so feel free to give me a follow there. Thank you for watching. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.